You jerking off?
I was saying we should get a just a like little timble symbol to be like our rim shot.
That'd be fun, man.
We have tiny rim shot value.
Rim job.
Yes, all
Maybe
about
we could
syringe.
call our show Rim Job. That's when you lick buttholes.
Yeah, tossing salad, ripping jobs, ripping
Yeah,
job. I think that is a similar
that's the way. That's the
category.
only way we can make this work. We gotta try something.
Uh, tongue and love.
I got some buttermilk.
Butt milk, tongue and love,
Buttermilk.
buttermilk. Yeah, bro. But you know what the best thing buttermilk is used for, in my humble opinion?
No, I did not.
Homemade donuts.
I was gonna make some waffles.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Buttermilk waffles. I also got some jam.
Waffle. I'll use my black voice. Waffle ain't nothing but a pancake with pumples.
Was that your nigger voice?
Yeah. Well, hey man, we're live, baby. We gotta be careful with them languages.
We're not.
I went.
Is there
I went.
is there listeners?
I went public live this time. I want to see if we get any random people popping in.
Oh, sorry, I said nigger to
It's
people.
okay. I think you'll be forgiven.
If
I,
I
I
can
don't really.
explain, I'd like to explain in this way in that I don't personally like to say the word nigger, and I love black people, but I don't like the idea that someone's watching me like they're my fucking dad when they're not my fucking dad. And it's not against the law to say nigger. So the reason I say nigger is because the fact they're watching and they're trying to make it like I can't say nigger or faggot. When of course I can say nigger and faggot. I can say Trump got more votes, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, Casey, we all understand where you're coming from, brother.
Probably not, because they'll be like, racist. He's a racist.
No,
Uh,
when you say things like that word, I just simply think expletive. It's like
huh?
the old George Carlin, pretty famous saying about why he doesn't say fuck all the time. Carlin says, the more you use the word, the less power it has. It's unfortunate that that's not really how that word works because, damn, if every white person didn't start saying it like it was fucking fun, all of a sudden nobody gives a fuck about the word anymore. You know? I mean, shit. Talk about things to
That's
talk
true.
about, huh? When's we got to get it to a point where people are the opposite of what they are now? So it's like everyone's easily offended. Instead, now nobody gets offended anymore. Nobody gives a fuck. They're just like, it's a word. It's another word. Oh, look, another word. You know?
That's true. Maybe there's more to it. Maybe I like the fact that people get upset
Well, that's all
over.
I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, in my personal humble perspective, I'd say you seem like you don't
But I
seem
don't
like
think
that fucking dumbass that never done stand up, shows up to a mic and just goes up and just white fucking power slurs all over the fucking world and walks off stage, goes out, and then another black person hits Bruce Bennick because they think Bruce Bennick was the white guy that did it. One of my favorite things about
there's nobody
Bruce.
like that though. There's only people I see are the people who are like, I know the proper words to say and I don't say them, and then so I know what's good, and then I'm a good person,
Well,
and
all
then
I know, that's one of my favorite things about Bruce is he's one of the only white dudes I know in the Seattle comedy scene that randomly gets attacked by fucking other people when he's standing outside of a venue.
just for being a weirdo,
Dude, it's straight up for being himself. 100% on that one.
just for being a strange person.
Man, talk about strangers, man. All right, here's a topic. What is the most overrated band in your opinion?
I don't know, probably broadband or maybe broadband
Jeez, Casey, when'd you have a kid? What's with the dad jokes, motherfucker?
or the
Talking about
bandwidth.
musical bands, thank you very much.
Oh, musical bands.
Yeah.
You know what I don't like? I don't like rubber bands. I think they're overrated. The
Who the
rubber
fuck?
band.
Okay, who the fuck sang that song, The Rubber Band Man? Because I would highly disagree. That is a
Oh
great
yeah,
fucking song.
up there on the rubber band man.
Boom, boom, ba-na-na-na. Boom, boom, the rubber band
Overrated.
man.
Overrated bands.
Yeah, overrated band. Yeah, collectively, like there's so many bands of the
I'm gonna
last
go with
50,
none
60.
of them.
Really? None of
You know
them.
why? Okay, the ones that are overrated are the bands that are not really bands, like
All right.
Backstreet Boys or something like
Okay.
that. They
I'll
don't
give
have
you
any.
that.
They don't have any instruments, so there's no instrumenting. So, but nobody really calls them a band, right? Well, they say boy band. They call them a
Uh,
boy band.
Oftentimes I think the word group is used because there's a group of them, so they call them a boy
Is
group.
that their way of admitting they're not really a band?
Well, actually, I'm no expert, but I like to pretend to be one on camera. Zingo!
Well,
I would say technically their voice is considered a musical instrument because the vocal cords vibrate and then sound comes out. That's why, like, you can have a person that sings a cappella, like an opera singer would be considered a musician, even though their voice is their musical instrument. I was thinking
that's a
more
good
along the
point.
lines of a band like the Doors.
Yeah, but they can't be overrated because you can't fucking play any instruments.
Some might contest whether a majority of them could neither.
No, they would not. Everybody knows the Doors are a fucking good band.
Yeah, one of the only left living members is still currently a guy that can play musical instruments.
Although I've heard a lot of people who don't like the Doors, but they will admit that the band itself was a very good musical band.
I feel like if Morrison hadn't died, that they would have lived to see the point where they were irrelevant for sure. Probably within the 15 years of
Irrelevant?
yeah, because the Doors' style of music and everything about them was so niche for that specific thing. Like the only people I know now that really like the Doors are like fans of like the ethos, you know what I mean? Like the ethos of that band. Like how James or whatever his name is, was it James Morrison? Jim Morrison, like how he was like an occultist and oh, his songs are. But me personally, I'm just like, yo, home dude sang a song about having sex with young girls at the whiskey bar. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
My mom saw them when they're in San Francisco, like live.
Here's another band that's one of the top categories when it comes to people's opinions. A lot of people think Kiss is an overrated band. I think Kiss is an example of a band that, yeah, that if you like them, you really like them, but if you don't, they're kind of easy to hate. How about the Beatles? That's another one. There are a lot of people that like to strike a conversation going, I can't stand the Beatles. They're overrated.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I feel the Beatles are overrated because back to what your point was, talk about a band that had multiple different coverage. Like their albums had several different types of music attached, instruments attached.
Yeah.
Like I don't necessarily like the entire Beatles catalog, but I would not say they're overrated personally, you know?
So are they just properly rated?
I'd say
You ever notice
they have
everybody? You ever notice
earned
everybody's?
respect.
Everybody notice everybody's underrated or overrated, and nobody ever talks about who's properly rated. Now that's the topic I want to discuss.
I got one for you. Miley Cyrus. I feel Miley Cyrus gets the right amount of attention.
Nice. Not overrated.
Not over, not under. I think she's
Just the
right where
amount.
she belongs.
That's a funny topic. That's a funny topic because that's original. No one's ever done that. Who's properly rated? Who is exactly rated right?
All right. Yeah, I like it.
Who's the most properly rated comic of all time? Who's accurately rated?
Carrot Top.
Man, you know what? That'll fuck with people's heads because because I don't know, is Carrot Top overrated? No, he has to be underrated. Is he properly rated?
I feel like, especially when you look at the genre, like the age gap of demographics, I'm gonna go with Carrot Top is right where he belongs. You know, he just celebrated. The reason I brought Carrot Top up, he just celebrated his 16th birthday, but it's not actually his 16th birth. It's his 16th anniversary of years he's been a mainstay at the Lexington in Vegas.
Oh.
So he's officially on his 16th year of having that Gucci sweet job. Like, you want to talk about like goals as far as like an overall comedian, like if you want to be a stand-up comedian type of thing. Yeah. I have to say getting a residency in Vegas is probably a good caliber of success. Don't you think?
Sounds good to me. I have no success, so any caliber of success sounds good.
You seem like a mainstay type of guy. Like, I feel like if you got a residency in just about any decent spot with a solid amount of pay and a good audience every time, you probably would be a great comic for residency.
Oh, like people seeing me every day?
Pretty much. Like you go on tour now and again, but mostly you stay in the same state and you perform at one location and you get paid out very well.
As long as I could speak, like, honestly, like, my style would be like, oh, you're back again. I see. Like, I have to say
to your regulars.
Yeah, I have to say, oh, you're here again. I see things have gone wrong for you. Things like that.
Well, especially if you're in Vegas, you're like, oh, it's good to see you, Jim. It's nice to know you're still striking hot on the. How's the roulette these days, Jim? I can see your wife's not with you. That's a good topic, though. What would you say? What's a comic you feel like is about right where they belong?
I don't know, but did you know that I have a? Have you seen this? I can't get it.
It looks like a dog puppet.
I got a chicken breast for a cock. I can't quite get it on camera, but if I could, I would show you. Check it out. See my chicken cock?
You a chicken.
Why can't I get the camera to work?
Let me do my deep voice.
See? Hey, all the fans out there, I'm fucking you right now.
You're a chicken dick, motherfucker.
I'm a chicken dick motherfucker.
You're a chicken
It's a big size, though. It's a big one.
Look at you, cracker ass. You cracker ass with your chicken dick.
Nice, man. It's hard to concentrate on this shit.
This is
thought you were going to get some drugs. Did you get your crazy pills?
This is the Illuminati checking in. We just want to make sure you're standing on profile.
Stabbing a whore?
Yeah, standing a whore. I did not pick up my Wellbutrin yet. They had an hour to set it up. I had called them in and
I like how you're having a conversation with people. You're like, "Hey, buddy, how's the weather today?" And meanwhile, they're on like psychotropic fucking horse tranquilizer drugs or whatever. Here I am, just a dude. I'm just like a guy trying to like fucking ride the wave and shit. I need some medicines, man. Why don't I get any medicines? What would you be like without any? What would you be like without any medicines?
I'm not medicated right now. I mean, unless you consider nicotine, salt, and glycerol and caffeine.
I do.
Because I mean, I'll tell you, I can handle not being caffeinated.
You seem pretty sane for the most part right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't go to Arizona, but then when I found out they were having the comedy contest, I almost flew out last night at 8:30 because I could have done the contest this morning to be on the show. Which, I keep getting emails from Tempe Improv and about being on one of their shows. Is it? Well, here's the thing: they have a bringer show. That's might be what you're getting invites to. Is it called Famous Faces or New Faces of Comedy? Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So all that is, it means you probably went to a show there and filled out the email form or somehow got on that list. No, I called them and asked them about it. I asked them about it, and then they just put me on the mailing list. Okay, so just so you know, what that is it's a classics, like it's called a bringer show. So basically, they'll put you on the show, they'll advertise the show, your name will be on the show, but then you have to bring a minimum of 10 people to the show, and they have to go to the show either at the door and be like, I'm here to see Casey Judson, or they have to show up with a ticket that you can get a grip of tickets from them and write your name on it, and the ticket has your name on it.
Yeah.
And then the people like you, I forget who does it now because Brad got the upgrade, so Brad doesn't do it anymore. But whoever it is,
I got like 15 people to go.
Well, so here's the deal. They usually have.
You know how I did it? The normal way. I give them all $40 when they arrive at the venue. So it only costs me 400. What's that? 400.
40 times 15 would be 400 and something.
400 and another 200.
I would not. I would not. I would
$600.
not. I would not.
Well, there's no other way to get people to come because otherwise
there is.
What do you blow them or whatever? You suck them off or something?
No, when I lived in Phoenix,
I
literally was known for this. But when I left Phoenix, then other comics attempted to do what I do and did it so poorly that they now have like a rule against it. But I used to just stand out front of the venue night of show, knowing that I only had like 4 friends coming, and I would literally ask every single person I saw, even people getting in line, are you here to see a comic? And the ones that said no, I'd be like, here, and hand them one of my tickets with my name. Be like, thank you so much. This will get you in the door. And then
nice. You wait till they come to the door, huh? That's nice.
I was, dude. Look, here's the deal. This is how they loved me, but they also used me as an example. So meanwhile, there'd be comics on the up top shelf with like 5 or 6 people and not 10, bitching and griping to them like, why can't I perform? I got 7 people, right? And they would always go, have you seen Remy down there? Have you seen that comic that's down there right now? Because he's got, he's not stopping. And they literally, all the way up until the show started, would leave me down there. Even though I already had my 10 covered, they wouldn't tell me. So I'd keep going to the door, like the box office, asking them, what's my numbers at? And they're like, oh, I'm not sure. They literally would make me basically work my ass off to the point where I brought in. And then to answer what you said earlier, a couple times I would have people and I would tell them, like, usually it'd be like a homeless person specifically. I brought homeless motherfuckers up in that bitch and I love it. But I would tell them straight up, I'm like, all right, here's the deal. You just got to go into the show so I can perform and then I'll buy your drinks because it's a 2-drink minimum. So I would especially
want homeless people.
Oh, dude, I loved having homeless motherfuckers up in that bitch because they're unpredictable.
They'll laugh, too. They're ready to laugh, right?
Dude, they're so unpredictable. They're ready to do all sorts of things, including take a shit in the fucking pants in
That's
the
what
fucking
I'm
venue. Bro, dude, sometimes the homeless people I'd brought in, they'd get fucking evicted. But I'd be like, look, it's not my fucking fault. It's not like it's... Don't fucking get mad at me.
Hey, they're the ones that said bring fucking anybody to the fucking show.
Yeah, no.
It's such a shitty club, they can't even get fucking...
No, it's not. It's actually, they're the fucking best venues in all of Arizona. But the thing is, people don't understand.
Just
you
got
to do the math. So, look, they put 25 comics on those shows. So if you do the math, 25 times 10 is 250. So at a bare minimum, you're performing for 240 people who don't even know you, basically. Nice. So you get to perform on a stage, the same stage as everybody from the likes of Dave Attell to Ralphie May to anybody, basically, like all the best of the best have performed on. So you get the privilege of being on the same stage as those type of people, and you're performing for a house of 250 if every comic brought at least 10 people. So it actually is something that people don't respect like they should, in my opinion. Like, I'm not against it.
I've considered doing it. I've been thinking about doing it for a while.
I mean... Look, if you're going to do theirs specifically, I would have a recommendation. Do their Thanksgiving turkey show because then they have a contest and the winning comic gets a free turkey.
Oh, that's tight, but
yeah,
I gotta wait a year, so it already happened.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta wait a year, but like, what, were you planning a trip to Phoenix next week?
No, I just get their emails every month or every few months when the shows come up again.
I definitely think you should go to the Shane Gillis at Tacoma Comedy in January or February when it's coming through. I'm still waiting though. What comic do you feel like? What comic do you feel like is right where they belong? How about Ari Shaffir? Ari Shaffir, I feel like he's not going to really get any much bigger than he is. I feel like he's just about where he belongs.
He's an interesting guy. I don't really know him. At first, you kind of hate him and shit. You think he might be like a jack off. You know what I mean? Because but then now when I see him like on podcasts and stuff, I find myself liking him and stuff.
In all reality, that's Ari's entire thing. It always has been.
Just being kind of a shitheel type of guy, like people think is a
his
over the
first
top kind of asshole.
Like his first biggest break, other than just getting like performing on major comedy stuff, was literally a thing on Comedy Central called The Amazing Racist. And it was Ari, and he would do these joke like sketches where he would literally like do things like he'd get a truck, he'd roll up to Home Depot, he'd collect a bunch of fucking Mexicans, he'd drive out to a random ass kind of spot, he'd shout "El Migra, Migra," and then fucking watch them scatter off the back of the truck.
Cool.
That it was comedy, like to the extremes of satirical / like, whoa, talk about fucking shit. That was Ari Shaffir's first big thing, was Amazing Racist. So if you ever look up those clips of Amazing Racist, you'll be like, oh, he's always been this guy. Like when Kobe died, he was the first to make a joke that was considered too soon, even though it wasn't. Like, nothing's too soon, if you ask me. I'm sick of that term. Can we get rid of the term too soon? He froze. Casey froze. Frozen Casey. We're back. Just not with Casey yet. Froze, Casey. You froze. You froze, motherfucker. Froze. You're frozen. You're frozen, Casey. You're frozen.
I know, because I can't figure out where the screen went. Here we go. There it is. You know how like you go on another browser and then you can't find where your old browser was. If you go off
and we're back.
If you go on the browser, it doesn't. It freezes it if you're not actually looking at the screen. Like if I click on like YouTube or something while you're on, it won't just keep my face here. It'll just like freeze it.
Yeah, I
That's
understand.
what I'm discovering.
Because
I was trying to find something I needed to look at for a second.
It's the layering on your phone.
I haven't shaved in a while. You notice? It's like all white and shit. I got a gray beard.
You're not even close, though. I just seen a video with Ron White, and he was congratulating Carrot Top on his 16 years. Ron White has got one hell of a fun. He's like, I'm looking more like Moses now.
Well, he's kind of in his 60s or something, isn't he?
Yeah, Ron White been around for a filthy second.
Been around a while.
Yeah, he does mostly the USO tour stuff. That's why you don't really see him much anymore, like in the limelight.
I don't like to brag, but I'm kind of like Ron White. I went to an open mic last night, and I just kind of stood outside. I was outside by the gate where there's like a little padlock on it. And then my friend was outside and we just talked, and I was like on the other side of the gate. And then I didn't go in. I didn't go in because I didn't want to be asked about my
your fucking filthy, dirty vaccination card. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're like, how come you don't, why don't, because I go, because I'm not like kind of ready yet for Nazism.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, it's a weird adjustment. I've never really been into Nazism, and it's really hard to go from no one's a Nazi to everyone's a Nazi. It's like so as long as everyone's a Nazi, then it should be cool, right? Like we're all Nazis.
Just
right? Like
Germany.
if everyone's a Nazi, then it's not it's societally cool, and there's no stigma. We're all just Nazis.
Just ask Germany. They literally just locked the doors on anybody without a vaccine and said, you cannot fucking leave. But if you have a vaccine in Germany, yeah, you're good to go and spread the disease. Go for it. Have fun. Like in Germany and Austria and shit.
Right winger. Why are you saying all this right wing shit?
I'm not saying shit. I'm just stating the facts.
You're questioning the government and shit. What are you doing?
I'm not questioning my government. I'm talking about a foreign government.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm not even questioning shit. I'm literally stating the facts. These guys, that's what they did. They were like, you know what? I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be locked inside my place, just chilling like a villain I am, while all the heroes outside get sick and basically die of the Delta / Omicron / Texas ultraviolet super virus.
Well, I bought a humidifier.
Hey, Have you thought about it that way before? Because that's kind of how I've been thinking lately. Like, let them lock people like us or like me inside while they all die on the outside.
No.
Like, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad if it gets really fucked up for all these people that think they're pure. And let all these pure people have dirty hands and get sick of their own shit. Literally, and die. And then we can come out into the open and be like, well, shucky ducky ducky ducky, you kind of need us now, don't you? Because all your fucking people are dying. Like, have you thought about that? Like, that's like a real thing to think about in a way, right? Like, what happens when all the people that are allowed to go out and play get sicker? Because the vaccine doesn't do shit to prevent shit. Like, you know what I'm saying, though? Like, the vaccine is it's a preventative, it makes it less, but it doesn't stop it. Which means that even though...
it makes it more.
Well, dude, have you been reading the reports? Oh, man. Quite fascinating science. Oh, sorry, science. That's how you do a proper quote. Science. Right? Everybody always they go air quotes, but they do it wrong. It's not like that. It's supposed to be actually science. like here's the thing about Omicron, right?
And we're back with the world's podcast.
Wow, the world's most obscure topic.
It's a good podcast.
We're talking about the things nobody's talking about. How about them apples? You know, I saw a picture of Matt Damon from 1997, and I realized, oh shit, he looked good when he was young, and he still looks decent. Maybe I'm not so bad off, but, you know, when he was that age in 97, he had Good Will Hunting. When I'm his age, in the same... I do not have Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, toilet bowl, I think.
Man, I'd write a movie.
Huh?
I'd write a movie like that, though. You know, like that's not a bad idea.
Everybody's always talking about writing a movie. Nobody ever writes a movie.
Well, I know people that write movies.
Yeah, but I mean, in anybody in my life circle, there's a lot of movie-oriented people who know a lot about movies, and they never get together and write a movie. Bruce now says he wants to do a movie. I'm like, dude, you've been wanting to do a movie since the first day I met you.
Yeah, I mean, he had a chance if he was a team player. We would have fucking busted out one hell of a movie with that.
Yeah, but everybody else said they wanted. Everybody else said they wanted to do a movie too.
Well, the main problem with Bruce, and it'll never change as far as I can tell, because he doesn't want to change as a human being. He's not a normal, like, oh, maybe he's more normal than me, because he doesn't actually seek enlightenment and want to actually be a better human. He enjoys his controllingness. So the problem with him is he's not capable of working with a team of writers to make a fucking bomb-ass script and then make it together. So that's why nothing ever happened. But in all reality, we had some great fucking ideas. We just needed to write a script, and we could have filmed one hell of a movie.
He's not the only one who didn't do it. No one else did it. Well, I guess Jake.
Okay,
Jake made a movie.
I was in one of Jake's little shorts.
That's right. Yeah, you were in one of his movies. There you go.
Yeah, he brutally murdered me with a hatchet. It was cool. It was called like Ding Dong Ditch or something like that. He had me play a like dweeby, like creepy guy that would ring his doorbell and then run away and laugh. And then eventually he gets fed up and catches me, and then he drags me in his house and murders me with a hatchet.
Actually, I can kind of see the point of view of Bruce a little bit.
Being over-controlling and perfectionistic, but at the same time completely reductionist when it comes to other people's contributions.
No, not exactly that. But yeah.
Because that's literally what
not
it is.
Not everybody's as collaborative.
No, look. The way a person like him works is like this. No idea will ever be as good as his. Every time you put a good idea in there, he'll go, oh, but you know what? I got a better one. And he'll take your same idea and add some crap on top. And when I say crap, I mean literal crap, because the guy's not nearly as creative as his ego believes. Like, there's creative people, and then there's workers.
I believe that you are more creative than Bruce. I will give you that. You are much more creative than Bruce. But only creativity you're displaying right now is just creativity in insulting Bruce.
Fuck no. I remember my contributions to that script that will never be made because he's not a team player. Like, we had fucking great. Are you kidding me? We had. Listen.
Does he own your script? Does he own your script?
He couldn't own a script that was never writ.
Well, then, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about. There was one night we were at
Bruce
Jai
can
Kai.
stop you from doing shit in life. You could just
What are you fucking talking about? It was Bruce's camera equipment. It was Bruce's fucking blah blah blah. It was all Bruce.
Right, you're not making any sense right now.
Because you're not letting me finish. This is what happened. We was all at Jai Kai one time, and then you was like, hey, you want to do something else kind of a thing? Bruce was talking about doing this kind of thing, and I was like, yeah, sure. And like, I hadn't even known Bruce that well, so I was like, all right, cool, you know? And then you hopscotched it. It was like jumping in your vehicle, and we drove down to the fucking sculpture park. And Bruce busted out his fucking 360 camera he wanted to experiment with, and you somehow convinced Jason McBride to show up because he's the one that's like always like, all right, I'll fucking if you're pulling me to do it. And he was great, and he played along. And then we made a fucking whole like spiel where this was Bruce's direction. Okay, just
I want to change the topic.
Just do your thing. No, listen. What came out of that was a damn good idea, a concept where all these comedians during COVID was getting this invite to a fucking low key comedy thing, but then it was actually a person that was murdering them. And then my personal creative contribution was that at the end of it, you and I were still there alive, but our jokes were so terrible that then the murderer killed themselves, and then that was the end. But we don't have to keep talking about it. I'm just telling you, it would have been a damn good movie.
Yeah, I thought so.
I mean, I got nothing to say as far as other people in Seattle that don't make movies. Like Robbie Schroeder, I don't fucking know what his deal is. He's making buttons these days for $3 a pop. Yeah, whatever indeed, man. I haven't talked to him in a filthy second. I mean, I appreciate him, but what you gonna do, man? I'm thinking about going out and doing stand up again. I don't know. I think I might be jonesing for my fix.
That's tight.
Yeah, I got. Let me see if I can pull this up. You might appreciate this. Let me see if I can find it. Facebook. One sec. Facebook. Boom.
Oh, I still feel like bitch.
All right.
No, I mean cooking.
What? What'd you say?
I'm having a hard time concentrating on cooking.
Oh, cooking. Gotcha. All right, ready for this? Check this out. I'm going to show you something you probably haven't seen yet. You're going to be like, oh, that's neat. It's the latest, our mutual friend, Kenneth Leon, a.k.a. Kenny Lyon.
Yeah.
Yeah, check this out. Chrome tab, baby. Yeah, Facebook. There we go. Check this out. Ready? Can you see it?
Yeah, it looks like a
Check it
Facebook
out.
or something.
Yeah, it's a post from Kenny, but have you seen it yet? Look, watch.
Is that his hair?
Yup.
Nice.
Right?
Looks like a little faggot now.
Yeah, somebody said you better not be going trans on me.
Is he? He's going trans, or is he already kind of trans?
No, Kenny is 100% straight, but he doesn't mind fucking trannies.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which, I mean, in all reality,
not 100%. That's not 100% straight.
Here's the thing. I mean, the types of trannies, for the most part, that he fucks don't have penises anymore, and he has jokes about it, which are pretty filthy.
I imagine they would be.
He talks about how
they're very filthy, so naturally that they would be.
Well, you know, a post-op, it's like he talks about how filthy it is, that like fake ass pussy that the men get. Well, when they become women now officially. Like I don't want to even paraphrase it, but let's just say Kenneth's material is definitely on point. You know, and on brand. I mean, isn't that one of our favorite things about him? He's not afraid to talk about fucking trannies and dumpsters.
Yes. I had to think
Yeah.
about it. I was like, is that one of my favorite things about anyone? In a way, yes. At least he's not like a pretentious douchebag who's pretending to be better than everyone else. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
can't really judge. I mean, yeah, I don't want to get into what I've done, but yeah.
save it for the stage.
Yeah, we were like, hey, you want to butt fuck this male homeless guy? Because the lady didn't show up. And no, I don't want to, but I will. Okay, let's butt fuck him. And then we just, there's shame afterwards. But there's no change in the facts now once the deed is done.
I mean, have you heard my latest upgrade for my bathhouse jokes?
No.
So I've got the routine that I started. I think technically the first official time I told it was in Seattle, and then I brought it to LA.
Dressing. Fuck.
Casey Cam.
Help me make some fucking salad dressing. Make yourself useful.
Making salad.
Let me guess. Does this guy ever have a problem with salad? The other day, what was it? You had a problem with fucking. I was like getting a hamburger, and you're like, look at this guy. He thinks he's cool because he's getting a hamburger. So, like, how bad are you starving down there?
I mix my sausage with fake sausage, so I get a little bit of real protein and a little bit of fake protein. I mix my fagin sausage with my real sausage.
I gotta make some vinaigrette dressing.
No, my addition. Are you ready for this?
Once in a while, I make a salad, so I won't just be eating meat and cheese 24 hours a day.
You're against that? What's it called? The diet. What's the fucking What's the cowboy? How's it going there, partner? John Wayne?
Once in a while, you should eat something that's not bad for you. That's my
yippee-ki-yay, partner. Is that John Wayne, right?
Yes.
Yeah, John Wayne's diet: potatoes and meat until the day he died.
Yeah. Fuck that dude. He probably ate all kinds of shit. He's a movie actor.
The thing is, when he died, they cut him open to see what was inside. They're like, "What? Look at all this cloggage." No, I was gonna tell you. So the additional punch to my joke now, it goes. I think after I had 3 dicks in my mouth, and it was like around the time that I was fucking a dude in the ass that I realized I'm not gay. That was the lead initial punch, but then I added on, I was like, and I really figured out, like, basically, I figured out, you're really not gay unless you like it. Like, you can suck as many dicks as you want, but until you enjoy it, then you're not gay. Like, that's my whole thing. It's like, I know I'm not gay because I've done a lot of gay things.
So that means the second time is when you become gay. Unless you have really bad luck and getting raped a lot. But generally speaking, anything you do twice, it means you liked.
I mean, I don't, not according to what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a matter of, you can suck as many dicks as you want. It's when you enjoy it. There's no.
I know. So you suck one dick, and then the second dick is when you it's the admission of enjoyment.
Yeah, see, I'm different.
You can't do something you don't enjoy twice. You would only do something you really don't enjoy once, because once you can have the excuse of trying it.
Nah, listen, man. Look, listen. I'm gonna put this in a thing you can understand. All right. I went to McDonald's and I had a cheeseburger and I was meh. Then I went to Burger King. I had cheeseburger. I was like, it's not too bad, Then I went to In-N-Out and I'm like, you know what? I really fucking like cheeseburger.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's all I'm saying, man. You might have just don't let one bad dicking decide your fate as a homosexual male. You got to at least try it a few times before you decide if you like it. That's my point, at least,
I'm guessing you like the McDonald's cheeseburger. That's what I'm going to go with.
I'm a double In-N-Out. I live in California, baby. I got access to the real shit.
Actually, I just had In-N-Out. I was down in Oregon. I had it.
Yeah, they got the Oregon branch for sure. The whole deal is that they have to be able to move their meat. That's why you'll never see
Salem, Kaiser, Oregon, I guess is where it's at.
Yeah, they also got the famous Dutch brothers out of Oregon.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere down there.
Yeah, there's a couple in Renton and a few other areas in Washington.
Yeah, I think we went there. It was okay, but I noticed they always had a line.
Yeah,
Anyway,
there's a reason.
we
There's a
waited an
reason
hour.
why. There's a reason why they always have a line.
Hour. In and out, we waited an hour to get a burger.
You don't. What?
There was 3 lines.
You're talking about In-N-Out Burger. You got me confused. I thought I was like, they don't sell burgers at Dutch Brothers.
No, at In-N-Out Burger, they had like 3 separate lines with like ropes, and then and it's like a serious deal. Like we had to wait like an hour to get it.
Yeah. Did you want to know something cool? I was gonna say there's a reason Dutch Brothers always has a line. It's because those kids are jacked up on caffeine, and they're like, "Hey, how's your day going?" I'm like, "It'd be going a lot better if you'd shut the fuck up and give me my coffee, thank you." But the In-N-Out Burger is one of the few restaurants in California right now. They're staying the line. They basically made a statement. They go, "We'll serve whoever the fuck comes to our restaurant." They're like, our job as a restaurant is to feed our customers. We're not gonna enforce the laws for you.
That was their main point. It's like, if you want to destroy our business, bring some henchmen out, some fucking government henchmen, and fucking pay them and do some shit. We're not gonna do it for you, exactly.
Yeah, and I love it. I think that more companies should take that same statement and be like, yo, you know what? All right, you want to do your shit, but you know what? You do your shit. Don't make us fucking do your shit.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, In-N-Out is such a big franchise. They can take a $5,000 hit. It's the smaller venues that are starving that are like, I don't know, what the fuck do we do?
I say bring the war on already. What the fuck?
I'm with you. Like, in all reality, like, if you think about it, right, you get a shit ton of customers, you're going to have that $5,000. But if you reduce your customers...
A fine? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the fines go up to $5,000. The biggest fine you get is $5,000.
Tell them to eat a dick on their fine.
Dude, for real. Like, for real. Like, what's the government's fucking so broke and printing out all this money? Now they're going to charge companies, forcing them to fucking $5,000 for not following fake-ass fucking...
Anyway, only children who get abused complain about their parents.
Oh, so dude, that's what Rippa 59.
We could stop being abused children and start doing that.
You're preaching to the Rippa 59 nation, dude. That's what he says all the time. He's like, you know what this is? This is Stockholm syndrome. He said, this is, don't make me do this to you because it's for your own good. You made me do this to you. You're making me beat you. You're making me do this. He's like, it's such an obvious Stockholm syndrome / abusive relationship.
That is correct.
Yeah, he's on point with that. I agree entirely. Like,
totally correct.
You know, and it's the same time. It's like how many? They're literally saying right now. They're going, oh, with the Omicron, we don't know that this fucking vaccine. We're thinking it'll work, but we might need new vaccines for the Omicron. It's like how long is it going to take for people to click in their mind? Like, you're not angry at the unvaccinated at this point. You're angry at the fucking government because they're literally fucking shit up.
Oh no, they're stupid. They're stupid. It's all right. Some people aren't accustomed to having their, dreams shattered through various life calamities, so they tend to trust the powers that be more. Just, they're not even well hidden lies. It's like very, I mean, we already know. Then there's a name of a company who owns the fucking thing. And companies like to make money. They just got real big, and we were too stupid to do anything about it. They just got they pulled the wool out from under us while we were not paying attention. It's all right. And also, we're too dumb to take offense to it. We don't take any offense to anything,
I mean...
We don't take, offense to, how you would take offense, Because we don't like children either, like how they always are like, fucking abort the children. We're on board. We don't give a fuck about children. Look at us. We don't have any children. Look at us. We don't care about life. So we played along. So here we are.
It's just
anyway. All those people should be probably killed. I would imagine. All these people we're talking about. Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
People
that's what I'm.
Newsom, I mean, that's fucking killed.
I would say public hanging sounds good to me. Take him to the gallows type, like let's bring back the gallows type of thing. I rather like that idea.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I've always dreamed of seeing it. You know, like these
You
filthy
dreamed of
fucking
it?
these filthy politicians a la France Revolution, like just seeing their asses just hanging and like stuck in gallows while we can throw tomatoes at them. Oh God, I would love to throw a few tomatoes at Newsroom.
I didn't know you had that kind of violence inside
His
you.
smiling face, smug face would drop real quick after a few hundred tomatoes were thrown at his ass.
All right, Jesus, I shouldn't have got this started.
Yeah, right. Or maybe you should light the fire. We didn't start the fire. Let's just inform everyone. It was already burning.
Well, that's another problem with what we have now is that there was a lot. We've made a generation of nice, kind, gentle people. You know, we're gentle. Most people I know are gentle people, and that's why we don't like to harm people. And so they're like, ha ha, we can take advantage of them. You look at them, they're kind and gentle. We got the polling data on them. We asked them, hey, under what circumstances would you, commit violence against your fellow citizen? Under no circumstances. We're good people. We would never do that. We can fuck them over. You hear that? They're kind. They're kind and gentle.
Just what we need. A bunch of soft and squishies.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not into unloading clips of bullets into someone's head and chest. You know what I mean? That's not something I'm experienced with.
I saw this YouTube thing the other day. I was like, oh, Casey probably already knows about it, but he would have probably appreciated it if he hadn't seen it yet.
What's that?
So his white nobody, and I said, I don't know who the fuck he was, talking to this black dude who I also don't know who he is, but the black dude's like kind of prominent, and he's one of those guys
What are you talking about?
Well, basically they were having the conversation, one of the most popular conversations about race, and the white dude is trying to say that there's systematic racism, and then the black dude says to the white dude, he goes, give me an example, and then the white dude goes, oh, cops killing black people, and then the black dude shoots back immediately. It's like, oh, that's interesting, because statistically, and then he throws out about the whole thing, more white people get killed, and then he throws out the thing that more black people are killing black people than cops are killing black people. And the dude's like, and he's like, you still haven't answered my question, by the way. Give me an example of actual systematic racism involved right now. That went on for about 15 minutes.
You saw this?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. It was like this black kid with tattoos
person?
and a beanie. He's like a rapper kid doing commentary on it. Yeah. It was good though. I mean, it's such an interesting topic that nobody wants to really dive into. It's like, first off, it's statistics, so fuck off. Secondly, it's talking points, so fuck off. Thirdly, do your fucking research, but no one wants to. They'd rather just have emotional pull and appeal using all their fucking taglines. You're a racist, Casey. You're a Nazi, Casey. You're a racist. You're a everything I want to project. He's washing his lettuce right now. Let's do a sports commentary on Casey. He's serving up the carrots, getting ready to chop the carrots.
I got to get the Dijon mustard.
Out comes the Dijon mustard, adding a little spice to the lineup. You're making the vinaigrette right now, but your camera's showing us your ceiling.
Oh, I got to have one of those things where it holds the camera so you can see what I'm doing.
Totally. We get you like one of those little tripods that are like what I've got, which is like a ring
I have
light.
a tripod it's in my trunk. There he goes.
But then you got to dig through all the dead hookers to get to it, so I don't blame you.
Never convicted on killing a hooker. Never convicted on that.
Yeah, well, dude, there was some pretty solid representation. So today, that thing, like I said, they had the contest in Phoenix, and I thought about flying out for it last night, like, because I was feeling better once I knew there was a contest again, but I didn't. But like, I listened to it today, and it was actually pretty decent. Like I knew a couple of the comics from when I was in Phoenix, but then like there was some other people, and it was pretty solid shit, man. Like what they do is it's like Kill Tony style, right? So the comic can write a little intro if they want, and then they do 1 minute, and then
1 minute.
Yeah. It's got to be quick because they get like 25 people, and it's an hour long or 2 hour long amount of time with commercial breaks because it's a radio show. But then what they do is they decide amongst them which comics succeed. So then the next round is like they take the 5 that they liked from the whole amount, and they have them tell 2 of their best jokes each, and then they take 3 from those, and then they have them just rip into each other. And then they have to decide which one wins.
Everybody's so into the roasting. I never could quite get it.
I mean, if you're in a contest where first round you tell your own jokes, second round you tell your own jokes, third round you roast, that's not so bad because the roasting is literally just the icing on the cake to help.
Whether it's bad or not.
Yeah. No, I feel you, but I'm just saying in context. I mean, as opposed to like 100% roast battle type thing, this is actually like 2 tiers of regular comedy, just doing your thing, and then roasting to like basically be like if it's necessary.
Let's go back to roasting Bruce, because I'll tell you what happened. One thing that was funny was that just to give you some more.
And we're back.
And we're back. Bruce said he wanted to make a comedy show based on his idea for this movie a few months back. So he said, let's put together a live show where all the people who are on the movie are on a show. Like a bunch of people, and then I'm the final guy because my name's on it. And then it was going to be like 4 people and me, like a reasonable amount of 4 opener people, and then I close it. So like maybe 4 10 or 15 minute slots, and then I do a half hour or something like that. But then he started put them all in this Facebook group. Yay! He put them all in this Facebook group, and they all started suggesting all these ideas. And Armani Jones, who's like a little Napoleon.
Yeah, he is.
He's a great guy, but he's actually physically short. And he's like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it. He started just like. Then Bruce is like, that's how you can dominate Bruce. Bruce will go, you're right. You're the leader now. Like he actually gives in as soon as someone's balls are gigantic enough to lead. But anyways, okay, he goes, I got this theater down in Renton. It's a really nice theater. I didn't know how good it was. And he goes, but I've added 3 lady comics and then another guy. And then pretty soon it's like, oh, I'm on a variety show, like a catalog with 15 comics. And I go, no thanks, I'm not interested. And then they're all like, and I go, yeah, it's going to be this thing with my name and a poster, a reasonable amount of people, this kind of nice theme, like a dark themed bar with like fits my dour black clothes, the lighting's right and everything. Now all of a sudden it's like, hey, bunch of fucking jerk-offs. Just every Northwest jerk-off that you can imagine is all together. And then you know what happened? He was like, okay, you need to get all these people to come. You need to start promoting. You got to get promoting. How many people? Can you headline this thing? How many people do you know? And then I just go, that's okay. You guys can do without me. And then they did it in this theater, and they had like 10 or 12 of them. And you know how many people came to the show? 5 people came.
Oh, 5. I thought you were going to let me guess, but I wouldn't have gotten 5. I was going to say nobody.
5. And one of them was like Sarah Grimes.
She's like half a person. I mean, size-wise, she's a person and a half, though.
She's an eighth of a person.
She's a big girl.
She's not that big, but she's she's a fatty.
I think on the scale of obesity, I'm gonna put her there.
Since she said she's a fat pig, I'll go along with it.
And while we're at it, you know what? I was gonna say I was on board until Bruce he made one failure. As soon as he said I added some lady comics, I'm done. I'm out.
You don't like ladies? I thought you liked ladies.
Dude, the Seattle comedy scene when it comes to female comics is dead in the water. For every one of, what's the bombshell blonde's name that I like? Bo's ex-girlfriend? The fuck is her name? Alaskan Gucci girl?
Your mother?
Tall and skinny blonde girl.
I know her name, but I'm not saying her name.
Oh, I see how it is. Well, you know who I'm talking about at least.
I do. I just don't want to contribute to it.
Anyone who wants to Google Bo Johnson, look up his ex-girlfriend, they'll know who I'm talking about, maybe, if she even comes up. What the fuck
Oh,
is her
imagine
name?
how
I can't even remember her name. That's how beautifully
Ashley
important.
Southerner, Avery Southerner.
Avery, that's right. Yeah, Avery. She's wonderful.
Yeah.
She's great. She's fantastic. But for every one of her in Seattle, there's 15 in
She's not
California.
good. She sucks. What are you talking about?
I'm being polite.
Oh,
She definitely never. Technically, she made me laugh a little bit the first time she told me she was jam-packed with STDs from her ex-boyfriend. Not Bo. Though Bo got with her knowing that she had STDs, which is something to say about Bo. He's not picky.
oh, how courageous!
He just needs someone to stand there and make him look less gay.
All right.
Hey, I thought we're supposed to shit on comics as part of our whole shtick. You know, nothing against Bo Johnson. I think he's a wonderful, he does what he does, but there's a reason he doesn't get much outside of Washington. That's all I'm saying.
This guy here, he doesn't believe in the Holocaust. That's the kind of thing we're dealing with. So I'm just going to start stealing that Norm Macdonald.
I'm 100 on board.
He's calling Bo Johnson gay, but he's a Holocaust denier over here.
There is.
How many people died in the Holocaust?
Hey, look. Just to justify my statement here, what I said was I wasn't around and I wasn't alive, and so therefore I don't really know that there's evidence.
You said 9 people died. That's how many Jews were killed in the Holocaust.
Look, I never even went to that extent. I might go so bold to say nobody died because I'm the one that said it doesn't exist. Your microwave makes it sound like you have a hearing aid.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of hearing aids, I've been watching the new Hawkeye series.
How's that?
It's actually not too bad. I'm actually enjoying it. It's I don't know who's directing it, but whoever's directing it has taken some slightly advanced techniques with their thing. And it's pretty cool to see the action sequence. For example, in the newest episode, they were in a car in like a chase scene where they're getting chased by the bad guys. And if you're not familiar, basically this show's about him and he's got a little junior girl sidekick who's like a pro archer. So she's got the bow. I don't know the actress's name, but she was actually. I mean, she's very good. No, her name is definitely not Bo. No, she.
Bojangles? No. Bojangles? Sorry.
No, her name might be Mia. It might be Mia. The point is.
Mia Kunis?
No, definitely not. She's way younger than Mila Kunis.
Have you ever made croutons at home?
And far less pregnant. I've made my own croutons before, yeah, but not.
These are good because you take the. You don't make them like this. How do you do it?
I do air dry.
Oh, the air dry.
Yeah, the way you're doing it is basically how my auntie taught me to make homemade stuffing.
Yeah, all I have is an oven. I don't have fucking special goods like that.
Well, I don't know, man. This time of year, you might not be able to throw them out in the sunshine, but you can definitely make stale bread.
Oh, no, this is good, brand new bread. I'm not even using stale bread.
Dude, a crouton in its purest form is stale bread.
Yeah, I don't really care about all that. I'm just trying to make some quickie croutons.
When you bake that bread, what you're doing is drying it out and essentially doing the same fucking thing, just in less time.
I'm just trying to get some croutons going. And I like using fresh bread.
But technically, those croutons can then become stuffing if you want them to.
Yeah, I'm just putting them on the salad this time. I've had enough stuffing.
Do you like to sprinkle a little flavor on them before you bake them, or are you just making straight bread?
No, I'm just gonna. I like the bread itself. It's like that Hawaiian bread.
Oh, good choice. It's got like that sweet butteriness to it. The Hawaiian buns. Yeah.
Put a little seasoning on it, but I'm not going to.
I like the sourdough for that because sourdough's got a nice, unique flavor to it.
Sure, that's true. I just remembered in my house, I'm getting better at like using what I already have, like an old lady, like you said. Before I'd have to buy all the ingredients. Now I'm like, oh, I already have some bread in the freezer. And I freeze bread now too, so it doesn't go bad. So I'm kind of preparing for the what do you call it, the thing when we're all fucked over whenever they're planning to do that.
The inevitable child apocalypse when every single vaccinated child starts spawning extra limbs and fangs and venom and all that lovely stuff.
It's kind of why I still don't know. Do you have an explanation for why we went to all that extent for like 30 30 black people, but like the death of humanity, just not interested.
Matter
Like
of fact,
the fucking Indian guy whittling the stick down at the thing, and the cop shot him.
Hey,
and
don't
then,
you talk shit about John T. Williams like that. You have to know how close and personal I am to that, because his nephew is one of my very good friends in Seattle.
All these children growing limbs, nobody fucking. That's all like a fair game. Millions
first off, that limb shit was jokes and making it up. That is not a fucking verifiable nor true fucking fact to me.
I know. I'm just
Whereas
saying.
John T. Williams was a legitimate human being, known by the police department, brutally murdered by a rookie that is still to this day allowed to work. It was completely intentional.
I'm talking about the extent we were willing to go as a nation, as far as the amount of destruction we were willing to go to. Dude, the amount of courthouses.
Listen to me. Listen to me, okay? Listen to me, man. You cannot use John T. Williams, because when John T. Williams actually got brutally murdered, his family made a totem, and all these marches. No, listen. All these things attempted. Listen, all these.
Good enough.
All these things. No, all these things were attempted. We attempted. There was attempts to gather and rally a bunch of people in support, and ain't nobody gave a fuck because they're natives. They only had their own tribes people for the most part. There was almost nil to none white people on top of that. Not a certain black or Chinese, that's for fucking sure. So I'm with you in what your statement is when it comes to the black rights, and I was about to inform you about my opinion. But when you brought up John T. Williams, then that turned it into a whole other thing, because I have a lot of personal investment because his nephew is a good friend of mine.
Nobody likes people that they know when they die,
Well,
pretty universally.
I also have a lot of respect for the natives, because the natives are the people the most important to me. Like, Mexicans and natives are more important to me than any other fucking race in the fucking Americas, including white. Okay. The natives are the people whose land got fucking colonized. And now, granted, that's because they were losers, but, we don't want to get into that.
No, they weren't losers.
I'm pretty sure, according to the history, if we want to believe it, the natives definitely fucking lost. They're still losing. But to answer your question initially, here's my thing. It was a setup. That's why. It was a distraction. They would rather have people out in the streets marching for Black lives than thinking about the inevitable upcoming we're dealing with now.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, if you're aware of that,
I was aware of it the whole fucking time, even when I was out there helping people and standing up for what they care about. Because personally, I wasn't there for Black lives. I was there to support my friends and support people who they care about. And remember, when it comes to John T., the memory of people that they love and lost. But for me, it was just support. It was not about changing the world, because I already know the answer. It's inevitable. You have to think global, vote local, but nobody gives a fuck about their fucking mayor and their governor by comparison to who's the next president. That's why the fucking system's broken to begin with. The president doesn't do shit other than shit. Meanwhile, the local government is the one that's consistently turning their butt up, spreading their cheeks and saying, give me some more federals. Oh, put it deeper in my cheeks. I love that federal fucking... You know what I'm saying, right? Fucking Washington State, California governors just bending over, spreading those cheeks deep. Get inside me, federals. I'll do whatever you want, baby. Give me more.
All right, we'll get back to this. This is good stuff.
Yeah. And we're back. But Casey dipped out. He's either frustrated because of the content, or he's got to make his salad. Either way, we're about an hour in. I hope you all appreciated this lovely live we did. We're working. We got a lot of things coming. And when I say we got a lot of things coming, I'm just being a salesman. In all reality, I'm going to be looking at Anchor to potentially have a real podcast on Anchor. Ah, cool. We got a viewer. That's dope. I don't know who's viewing, but if you make a comment, it should pop up into StreamYard and then I can see. Unless you're a bot just checking in, to which Casey's not here anymore. But yeah, so like I'm gonna be hooking up with Anchor, and I already have a Spotify account, professional account or whatever. So to get on an Anchor should be cheesy, easy, looking lemon squeezy. And then my plan is to, branch out, iTunes, all that other stuff. Like I said before, we have a few that we recorded that are currently unlisted and or private, and those will be basically allowed and given to paid subscribers on Patreon account, which I have set up, but I need to figure out. My ultimate goal is to set this up so that every time I go live, it'll be active on my website. So then, therefore, I can send people to my website. Then they just tune into the website. They get the trigger click, and it'll be like, okay, cool, they're live. The thing about Casey is, bless his heart, we have yet to like attempt to like create an actual legitimate schedule. So at this point, our lives are very on the whims of whether or not either me or Casey's stable enough. We both suffer from depression and all that lovely shit. Oh, I lost the one viewer we had. Well, boo-hoo me. Hopefully they put a like or a subscribe. I don't know. I'm gonna work on creating a cool intro with some really cool music. And I think what I'm gonna do is there's an option on the StreamYard to broadcast with a pre-recorded thing. So I'm gonna experiment a bit with having like maybe pre-recorded interviews with people, and then doing like a pre-recorded interview session, and then switch that over to a live kind of a thing. Also, I know you can do a live publishing event, so we might do something like that. But otherwise, I'm planning on making more videos in general because I need to get 1,000 subscribers, and we're currently at 37. And I need to get over, I think it was, when I checked, it was like over 4,000 hours of viewership. So that means I basically need at least one super viral video or several small videos that get, each of them gets like a decent amount of time viewed. And from what I can tell, the attention span on most of my videos seems to be about 5 minutes toppers for the most part. I don't know. Me personally, I'll do this. I'll listen some and I'll save, watch later. I'll go back to it. Oftentimes when it's stuff like this, I don't have to look at someone's beautiful face all the time. Now, granted, I know, I know, beautiful face. But I can respectfully understand people just want to listen to the voice. That's kind of the whole thing with the environment. I definitely think this microphone is much louder, so I'm going to stick with this microphone for now. But I'm definitely going to be figuring out the other microphone. When I have a guest in the studio here, I'm going to have a secondary camera set up. I'm going to figure that out, so that way we can have both people on the cameras and angles, and then I can push a button to switch between cameras. And my plan is to have myself on the softer mic. That way that, it's all copacetic. I think that's pretty much it for now. As it was mentioned at the very beginning of this session, I recently talked to my psychiatrist, literally today. I've been dealing with some heavy depression, not seasonal, just last few months stacking type of stuff. And so I'm not afraid to admit, it seems actually like a hot topic these days. It's not a hot topic, like a popular good thing to talk about mental health and all that. So I'm more than willing to be open about it. My marijuana experience and my, I like to toke a lot. Past tense, every day, nonstop, 24/7. Nowadays, it's like I want to produce. I want to be productive. I want to make art, create. I want to do more than what I've been doing, and so I can't. So I got a psychiatrist, and now I'm going to be going to pick up some Wellbutrin, and starting tomorrow, I'm going to be taking 2 times a day, 100 milligram doses. And, we can check back in, we'll do that kind of thing, and y'all can see my experiences with the crazy pills, as Casey put it. Though I don't really think anxiety and depression is crazy. I'm pretty sure crazy can be exclusive to mania. And at the same time, I think crazy is like a stigmatized word because in all reality, weird and crazy is far superior to basic and bland. And also that's the main thing that I personally am going to be paying attention to. So as soon as I start this Wellbutrin, the first thing I'm going to be paying attention to in my mind is, does it give me clarity or does it turn me into a robot? And if it turns me into a robot, I'm going to almost immediately be like, I don't want to take this anymore. But if it gives me some forms of relief or it makes it a little easier for me to like go out and perform at night for stand up or go out and achieve goals that I really should be doing, seeking things that I really can seek, then I will maintain the program because all my research says, like with Wellbutrin, it's 4 to 6 weeks before you really start knowing. But within the first month, my mom, adoptive mom, was telling me that you will start noticing if it's affecting you in a positive manner. So my next appointment with the psychiatrist is in 2 weeks. And other than that, we'll be doing these lives. And I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you. And those that are watching it, as I say normally, I appreciate all the Futures audiences. So welcome to the future, you Futures audience members. Thank you for viewing this. Please make sure and comment so I know what you hate about me or what you love about me. All comments are freely accepted in the world of Nobody Land, which is not to discredit myself, but come on now. I am not consistent enough to be considered a YouTube streamer. I'm not consistent enough to consider myself a YouTube streamer. I certainly don't have the numbers to be able to monetize. So hopefully you guys aren't having to deal with commercials during this. And if you are, please comment. Be like, yo, they trying to pollute your stuff with commercial breaks. And then I can be like, yo, y'all jack the numbers up from 500 to 1,000 and like 1,000 to 4,000. So never you mind, you jerks. YouTube, I'm talking to you. But that being said, like you can't put a dislike button. So if you don't like this, comment that you don't like it. I'm never going to turn off the comments. I don't care how evil. Like you could say literally my little sister's name without me having ever said it, which shows that you know more about me than most people do. And you could say you're going to find her and brutally murder her because of how much you cannot stand what I have to say. And I will still let that comment be posted. Granted, YouTube Stoppo will definitely Stoppo that with their YouTube Stoppo button because they like to do things like that. Also, one last note before I hand out. I wanted to hand out your prize. Congratulations, our one viewer. I don't know who you were, but now you get $1,000. 15 years from now. But you got to comment. No, for real though. The one last thing I was going to say is the only episode of this that has currently had issue, I could contest. It was the one where I played a clip of a famous SNL bit done by Dan Aykroyd where he plays male prostitute. And we laughed and commentated, but it wasn't enough. So I need to figure out if it's because when you share screen, if you don't see our heads, then it's considered stealing or something. So we have to make sure we're visible when we commentate or something like that. So I'm going to experiment more with that. But otherwise, thank you again for tuning in. If you don't already subscribe, make sure you subscribe. Toss the like if you want. But if you dislike, make sure you comment that you don't like because you can't dislike button anymore, apparently. Though personally, I'm team free. I think it's obvious to me at this point the reason you can't use the dislike button is because they're concerned for things like Sarah Silverman and Seth Rogen's newest project, which if you know how to find the dislikes, they didn't really disappear, and you can actually find out because you can still technically apparently dislike things. It just doesn't show up or something like that. I haven't investigated much, but there was like 84,000 dislikes on the video last time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, feel free to check it out. It's a claymation Christmas movie. But the thing is, it's really just oversaturated with potty humor, but mostly also just the standard narrative you would expect from someone like Seth Rogen, who doesn't care that there's an all-time high in LA when it comes to break-ins of vehicles. He says, well, that's the price you pay for living in the city. No, bro. That's the price you pay for having local government that makes a decision that if it's under $500, it's okay to steal, even though in all reality, that's theft of personal property, which means that there's a victim involved, which means that that's a legitimate crime. And when you're talking about legitimate crime, there should be legitimate punishment. But who's to say, especially when the police are all gone away, which is what's coming with this mandate nonsense. So anyways, this has been your friendly neighborhood, JDK. I'm not really friendly nor in your hood, most imaginatively, but if I am in your hood, it's Koreatown, Los Angeles. I've been here for a year. I'm going on year number 2 now. It already started back in October. We're on the 2nd year of living in LA. We'll see what comes next. I'm working on patience. That's my plan. Patience is not just a virtue. It's something that I need to activate. And other than that, I'm really going to be starting to write out more of my material and going out to these local mics again. I'm going to start navigating through the swamp and finding my wake. And I'll leave you all with one of my more famous quotes from back in the day that I still love to this day. Thank you for tuning in. We're all just goldfish in the swamp of life. Ooh, that was the wrong button. We're all just goldfish in the swamp of life.